Alice in a Gentle Wonderland 1 Hour English Sleep Story Segment 1 Arriving at Rest. Hello, my friend. Welcome to this gentle sleep story, a quiet journey through a softer kind of wonderland. Tonight, there is nowhere you need to go quickly. There is nothing you need to solve. There is no puzzle that must be completed before you rest. For the next hour, you are invited to let the day become smaller and smaller behind you, while your body becomes heavier, softer, and more deeply supported. You may listen closely for a while. You may drift in and out. You may fall asleep at any moment. And if sleep comes before the story ends, then the story has done exactly what it came here to do. So begin by allowing yourself to settle. If you need to adjust your pillow, your blanket, or the position of your body, you can do that now. Let your shoulders be held, let your back be supported. Let your hands rest in whatever way feels natural. Perhaps your eyes are already closed. Perhaps they are slowly becoming heavy. Either is perfectly fine. There is no correct way to listen. There is only this quiet moment and the simple permission to rest. Take a slow breath in through the nose, if that feels comfortable. And let it out gently through the mouth. Again, breathing in, not to force anything, but simply to receive. And breathing out, letting the edges of the day soften. One more easy breath in and a long, quiet breath out. Now allow your breathing to find its own rhythm. You do not need to manage it. You do not need to deepen it. Your body already knows how to breathe. You can simply notice the rise and fall, the small movement of air, the subtle weight of your body becoming more present. Notice the places where your body meets the bed, the back of the head, the shoulders, the arms, the spine, the hips, the legs, the heels. Every point of contact is a quiet reminder you are being held. Imagine now that a very soft moonlit glow begins to gather above the top of your head. Not bright, not sharp, just a gentle silver blue light, like evening mist touched by starlight. This light does not ask anything of you. It simply rests there, calm and kind. And as it slowly moves down through the crown of your head, your forehead begins to smooth. The space between your eyebrows softens. Your eyelids become heavier. Your cheeks loosen. Your jaw unclenches. Your tongue rests easily. Even the tiny muscles around your mouth can let go. The moonlit glow moves down through your throat, down into your shoulders. And your shoulders do not have to carry anything tonight. They can drop. They can melt. They can become wide and quiet. The light flows down both arms, through the elbows, the wrists, the palms, all the way to the fingertips. Your hands can rest now. They do not need to hold the day together. The glow moves into your chest, around the heart, across the ribs, and each breath creates just a little more room. Then down into the belly, the lower back, the hips, the pelvis, everything softening, everything being allowed. The glow travels down through your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet, and finally, all the way to the toes, Your whole body is now surrounded by this soft moonlit quiet. And if any thoughts move through the mind, that is all right. They can pass like small clouds over a sleeping garden. You do not have to follow them. Soon, you will enter a gentle wonderland. Not a place of hurry or confusion, but a place that has grown calm for the night. A place where the flowers whisper slowly, where the clocks no longer rush, where teacups steam beneath starlight, where every path leads deeper into rest. And so, when you are ready, imagine yourself standing at the edge of a quiet meadow beneath a pale evening sky. The story begins there. Segment 2. The Meadow and the White Rabbit's Lantern. You are standing in a meadow at twilight. The grass beneath your feet is soft and cool. It bends gently under you, as if it has been waiting all day to offer you a place to arrive. All around the meadow, small wildflowers sway, in a breeze so light it feels almost like breath. The sky is neither day nor night. It is that tender hour between the two, when the world becomes quiet and colors begin to soften. Pale lavender gathers near the horizon. A deeper blue rises above it, and one early star appears, patient and bright. You take a slow breath in. The air smells faintly of grass, chamomile, and rain that fell long ago. And as you breathe out, you feel your body becoming more at home in this place. There's nothing here to threaten you, nothing here to startle you. Only a meadow, a sky, and the feeling of being invited to slow down. Ahead of you at the far side of the meadow, something glows between the tall stems of grass. It is a small lantern, warm, golden, moving gently. A little white rabbit steps into view, holding the lantern with both paws. He is not in a hurry tonight. His waistcoat is soft and slightly rumpled, and the watch he carries is closed, resting quietly in his pocket. He gives you a kind nod, as though he has known you were coming. No words are needed. He simply turns and begins walking along a narrow path through the grass. You understand that you may follow if you wish, and because the path feels safe, you begin to walk behind him. The rabbit's lantern casts a warm circle of light over the ground. Inside that little circle, every blade of grass seems clear and peaceful. Small drops of dew shine like tiny moons. The path curves slowly, never sharply, never demanding your attention too quickly. With each step, you feel yourself moving farther away from the noise of the ordinary world. Your breath remains easy. Your shoulders remain soft. Your face remains calm. The rabbit looks back once, not to hurry you, but to reassure you that there is plenty of time. Tonight, even the white rabbit has nowhere urgent to be. You pass a low wooden sign at the edge of the meadow. There are markings on it, but they are not readable words. They are only gentle shapes, like curls of vine and drifting leaves. Oh, no language is needed here. The body understands. The heart understands. Rest is enough. The path leads toward an old willow tree. Its branches hang long and graceful, brushing the ground like curtains. The white rabbit lifts one branch aside, and behind it you see a round opening in the earth. It is not dark in a frightening way. It is dim and velvet soft, lit by little lamps along the walls. The rabbit steps inside and begins descending a gentle earthen stairway. You follow, one step, then another. The air becomes warmer. The sounds of the meadow grow distant, and with every step downward, Your body feels heavier and more relaxed. The walls of the passage are lined with roots and tiny shelves. On the shelves are harmless objects from half-remembered dreams. A silver thimble, a blue ribbon, a porcelain button, a sleepy feather. A little glass bottle filled with moonlight, a folded paper boat, a key with no door to trouble itself about. You do not need to understand these things. You only need to notice them gently as you pass. The rabbit's lantern glows ahead. Down, softly down, deeper into quiet. At the bottom of the passage, the floor becomes smooth. You find yourself in a round room with many tiny doors, each one painted a different shade of night. One is blue like deep water. One is green like moss. One is violet like the last color in the sky. One is pale gold, glowing faintly at the edges. The rabbit walks to the golden door and places the lantern beside it. Then he bows. The door opens by itself, not with a creak, but with a soft sigh. Beyond it, you see a garden lit by fireflies, and you step through. Segment 3, the Garden of Listening Flowers. You enter a garden where everything has grown quiet for sleep. Tall flowers lean gently over the path, their petals half open in the evening air. Some are shaped like bells, some like stars, some like soft cups holding drops of silver rain. They are alive in the way flowers are alive in dreams, aware but peaceful, curious but kind. As you walk among them, they turn slightly toward you, not to speak loudly, not to ask questions, only to listen. The path is made of pale stones, smooth beneath your feet. Moss grows between them, springy and cool. Above you, fireflies drift in slow golden loops, as if the stars have come down to rest among the leaves. The air smells of lavender, rose, and something sweet you cannot quite name. You breathe it in, and with the exhale, some small part of you lets go. The white rabbit has disappeared now, but you do not feel alone. The garden itself seems to accompany you. A tall blue flower bends closer. Its petals move like a slow yawn, and though it uses no words, you understand its invitation. Listen to the quiet. So you pause on the path. You listen. At first, you hear the soft movement of leaves, then the faint hum of insects, then the distant trickle of water, then your own breathing, steady and near. And beneath all of that, a deeper silence, not empty, not lonely, a silence that feels full at rest. As you stand there, you notice a small bench beneath an arch of climbing roses. You walk toward it slowly and sit down. The bench is warm, as though it has held the last sunlight of the day just for you. The flowers around you begin to sway in a gentle rhythm, not quite a song, more like breathing in and out, opening and softening, receiving and releasing. You let your own breath follow that rhythm, in and out, softly, in, softly, out. Now imagine that each flower in this garden can hold one thought for you, not forever, just long enough for you to rest. If there is a thought from the day still circling in your mind, you may allow it to drift toward one of the flowers, perhaps a worry, perhaps a plan, perhaps a conversation, perhaps something unfinished. You do not need to explain it. You do not need to solve it. Simply let the flower hold it with tenderness. And if there is another thought, another flower can hold that too, and another, and another. The garden is wide. There is room for everything. Nothing is rejected here. Nothing is judged. Even the most restless thought is welcomed softly, like a tired traveler being shown to a chair by the fire. You notice how it feels to have a little more space inside the mind. The thoughts have not been forced away. They have simply been set down. They rest among petals and leaves. They become less sharp, less urgent, less close. You are still here, breathing, still supported by the warm bench, still surrounded by flowers that know how to be quiet. Above the garden, the sky deepens from lavender into blue. The first star is joined by another, then another. The fireflies rise a little higher, creating a soft path of light ahead. You stand when you are ready. The flowers do not ask you to take your thoughts back. They will hold them for a while. They will let them dissolve into the soil of dreams. You thank the garden in your own quiet way, and then you follow the fireflies toward the sound of water. The path curves beneath a low arch of leaves and opens onto a little stream. The water is clear and slow. It moves over smooth stones with a voice so gentle it seems to be whispering sleep. Beside the stream is a small wooden bridge, and on the other side of the bridge, a table is set beneath a great tree. There are teacups there, a teapot, soft chairs, a lantern glowing in the branches. The tea party has quieted for the night, and you are invited to sit. Segment 4, the moonlit tea table. You cross the little bridge slowly. The wooden boards feel steady beneath your feet. The stream flows below, carrying away what no longer needs to be carried. Halfway across, you pause and look down. The water reflects pieces of the night sky. A star here, a leaf there, a small moving shimmer of moonlight. If there is anything else you would like to release, you may imagine placing it gently into the stream now, not throwing it, not pushing it away, only setting it down on the water as softly as placing a leaf on the surface. The stream receives it. The stream carries it. You do not have to watch where it goes. You only have to know that for tonight, it is no longer yours to hold. You step off the bridge and approach the tea table. The great tree above it is broad and old, with branches spreading like a calm shelter. Lanterns hang from the branches, glowing amber and cream. Their light falls over the table in soft circles. The chairs are mismatched, but all of them look comfortable. One chair is tall and velvet. One is low and cushioned. One is made of woven willow. One rocks gently by itself. As if breathing, you choose the chair that calls to you and sit down. There is no noisy party here, no clatter, no hurry, only a quiet teapot that pours by itself, filling a cup with warm herbal tea. Steam rises in pale ribbons. The scent is soothing. Perhaps chamomile, perhaps vanilla, perhaps lavender and honey, or perhaps a scent that exists only in dreams, created especially for your rest. You hold the cup between your hands. Its warmth spreads into your palms, through your fingers, into your wrists, up the arms, across the shoulders, down into the chest. You do not have to drink if you do not wish to. You may simply hold the cup and breathe. As you inhale, you receive warmth. As you exhale, you release the last little threads of effort. Inhaling warmth, exhaling effort. Inhaling quiet, exhaling the day. Across the table sits a small dormouse, already half asleep in a folded napkin. He opens one eye, smiles sleepily, and closes it again. Beside him, a hat rests on a chair. The hat is decorated with a feather and a tiny moon-shaped pin. Whoever left it there seems to have gone wandering through dreams. Near the teapot, a pocket watch lies open, but its hands are not moving forward. They are resting. Time itself has sat down for tea. Tonight, there is no late, no early, no should have, no still to do. There is only now. You look at the watch and notice that instead of numbers, its face is marked with small symbols. A feather, a pillow, a moon, a cup of tea, a leaf, a star, a closed eye, a sleeping flower. The watch does not measure time, it measures permission, permission to soften, permission to pause, permission to let the night carry you. The teapot pours another small cup, though you do not need to reach for it. Everything here happens gently. The chair supports you, the tree shelters you, the lanterns keep their warm watch, and you begin to feel that this quiet tea table has been waiting for you for a very long time. Not because you were late, but because rest is always waiting. It waits without resentment. It waits without pressure. It waits like a chair beside a warm table beneath a friendly tree. Now the breeze moves through the branches above. A few leaves fall slowly. As each leaf drifts down, imagine that it carries with it one layer of tension. One leaf for the forehead. One leaf for the shoulders. One leaf for the chest. One leaf for the belly. One leaf for the hands. One leaf for the legs. One leaf for the feet. You do not have to make relaxation happen. You can let it fall through you, leaf by leaf. The dormouse sighs in his sleep. The lanterns glow steadily. The watch remains still, and the tea grows cooler in the cup, but the warmth inside you remains. At the far edge of the tea garden, you notice a path made of pale cards, each one blank. They do not show numbers or letters, only clean white surfaces glowing gently in the moonlight. The path leads away from the table, through a hedge clipped into soft, rounded shapes. You stand slowly. The chair gives a gentle creak, like a good night. You place the cup back on the saucer. The teapot dips its spout in a tiny bow. The sleeping dormouse remains peaceful, and you follow the blank card path into the hedge maze beyond. Segment 5. The quiet card path and the pool of reflections. The path of blank cards is smooth beneath your feet. Each card lies flat and still, glowing softly at the edges. Because nothing is written on them, they ask nothing of you, no answer, No choice, no test, just one step and then the next. The hedge on either side of the path is tall, but not enclosing. Its leaves are dark green and silver in the moonlight. Small white roses grow here and there, opening slowly in the cool air. The maze does not feel confusing tonight. It feels protective, its turns are gentle, its corners rounded, its paths wide enough for ease, and somehow, without needing to know the way, you are always going exactly where you need to go. As you walk, you pass quiet figures made of folded paper. They resemble card gardeners, but they are resting now, leaning against the hedge with tiny rakes beside them. No one is painting anything. No one is rushing to fix a mistake. No one is trying to make the garden perfect. The roses are allowed to be as they are, and so are you. You continue along the path until the hedges open into a round clearing. At the center is a still pool of water. It is so calm that it reflects the sky perfectly. Moon above, moon below, stars above, stars below. Around the pool are smooth stones, each one shaped like a cushion. You choose one and sit. The stone is surprisingly warm. It supports you easily. Looking into the pool, you do not see your face right away. Instead, you see images from the day drifting across the surface. A room, a message, a task, a memory, a feeling that did not quite finish moving through you. They appear one by one, not to disturb you, only to be acknowledged. You can watch them without entering them. You can let them pass without solving them. The pool knows how to reflect without holding. It shows each image, then lets it dissolve into ripples of silver. This is something your mind can learn from the water, to notice, to soften, to release. If a thought arises now, imagine it appearing on the surface of the pool. See it clearly enough to know it is only a thought, then watch as the moonlight touches it. The edges blur, the image loosens, the water smooths again, and the pool returns to stillness. You may do this with one thought, or several. There is no need to search for them. Only allow whatever naturally comes to be met by the water. The pool reflects, the pool releases, and you remain safe on the warm stone, breathing slowly. After a while, the reflection changes. Instead of the day, you begin to see a soft doorway in the water, a doorway made of moonlight. Beyond it is a hallway lined with mirrors, but these mirrors are kind. They do not criticize, they do not compare, they do not ask you to be different. They simply reflect the truth that you are tired, and that tiredness deserves care. The moonlit doorway rises gently from the pool and becomes real at the far side of the clearing. You stand. Your body may feel even heavier now, more ready for sleep, more willing to be carried. You walk toward the doorway and pass through. Inside is a corridor of soft mirrors. Each mirror shows you resting in a different peaceful place. In one, you are curled beneath a quilt in a cottage. In another, you are lying in a hammock beneath stars. In another, you are asleep beside a window while rain traces the glass. In another, you are floating on a quiet cloud. Every reflection is a version of you being cared for. Every reflection is allowed to rest. As you walk down the corridor, The mirrors slowly dim behind you, not vanishing suddenly, just fading like memories at the edge of sleep. At the end of the corridor, a small door stands open. Beyond it is a forest, blue with night, silver with moonlight, soft with moss, and somewhere in that forest, a cat with a crescent smile waits on a branch, not to confuse you, but to guide you deeper into peace. Segment 6, The Cheshire Moon and the Forest of Soft Questions. You step into the forest. The air is cool but comfortable. The ground is covered in thick moss, so each step is quiet. The trees are tall and graceful, their trunks pale in the moonlight. Their leaves move slowly overhead, making a sound like distant rain. You feel no need to hurry. The forest is not a place to get through. It is a place to be held by. Above you, resting along a low branch, is a smiling cat. Only parts of him are clear at first: two luminous eyes, a curved tail, a crescent smile like a slice of moon. Then the rest of him appears soft and striped and almost transparent at the edges. He blinks slowly, and instead of asking where you are going, he asks a much gentler question. What would feel peaceful now? You do not need to answer quickly. You may not answer in words at all. Perhaps your body answers by becoming heavier. Perhaps your breath answers by slowing. Perhaps the heart answers by opening just a little. The cat seems satisfied with any answer that leads toward rest. His tail curls around the branch. His smile softens, and he points with one paw toward a path between the trees. You follow the path. Along the way, small lantern mushrooms glow near the roots. They cast a pale blue light over the moss. Tiny moths drift through the air like pieces of ash from a silver fire. The forest asks another soft question, not in words, but in feeling. What can wait until morning? Let the answer arise naturally. Perhaps many things can wait. Perhaps almost everything can wait. The dishes can wait. The messages can wait. The self-improvement can wait. Even the effort to sleep can wait. You are allowed simply to be tired, and you are allowed to rest. The path leads to a hollow tree with a round doorway at its base. Inside, warm light glows. The cat appears again on a branch above the doorway. He is fading now, beginning with the tail, then the paws, then the ears. Only the smile remains for a moment. Then even the smile becomes a curve of moonlight and slips into the sky. You enter the hollow tree. Inside is a small room, perfectly simple. A bed made of leaves and soft blankets. A little window showing the stars. A shelf holding a cup of water. A smooth stone, and a tiny sleeping flower in a pot. There is no clock here, no mirror, no list, no unfinished thing, only a place to lie down. You sit on the edge of the bed. The blankets are warm. They smell faintly of cedar, lavender, and clean night air. You lie back slowly. The bed receives your weight completely. Your head rests, your shoulders rest, your spine rests, your hips rest, your legs rest, your feet rest. Outside the little window, the moon has become large and gentle. It is not watching you in any demanding way. It is simply shining. The moonlight enters the room and lays itself across the blanket like a silver hand. You feel it at the feet first, cooling, soothing, softening, then the ankles, the calves, the knees, the thighs. The moonlight moves slowly, asking nothing, healing nothing by force, only offering quiet. It reaches the belly, the chest, the arms, the hands, the throat, the jaw, the cheeks, the eyes, the forehead. The whole body is now resting beneath a blanket of moonlight, and the forest outside breathes with you. Somewhere far away, perhaps in another part of Wonderland, a teacup is being placed gently on a saucer. Somewhere, flowers are closing their petals for sleep. Somewhere, the white rabbit has finally put away his watch. Somewhere, the stream continues carrying old thoughts toward the sea of dreams. And here, in the hollow tree, there is only you, resting, only your breath. Only this bed, only this night. Segment 7. The moonlit boat and the river that never rushes. As you rest inside the hollow tree, wrapped in the soft blanket of moonlight, you begin to hear water somewhere beyond the little round doorway. It is not the same stream you crossed earlier. This sound is wider, slower, deeper. It is the sound of a river moving through the sleeping forest, taking its time, asking nothing to hurry. You do not need to get up right away. You can simply lie where you are and listen. The sound of the river is gentle, like a long piece of silk being slowly unfolded in another room. And somewhere near the edge of a dream, you sense the moon cat's quiet presence. He does not appear fully. He only leaves a soft thought in the air. If you are still awake, you may go and sit beside the river for a while. And if you are already drifting, you may let yourself sleep. Both choices are welcome. In this gentle wonderland, falling asleep is never missing the story. Falling asleep is simply entering the story in a deeper way. So, if you are still with me, imagine yourself slowly sitting up in the little bed inside the hollow tree. Your body remains heavy and relaxed. Your feet meet the mossy floor, and the moss feels like a soft green blanket beneath you. You walk to the round doorway and look outside. The forest is quieter now than it was before. The blue lantern mushrooms glow beside the path. Silver moths drift through the air. Every tree seems to be sleeping, breathing only through the faint movement of its leaves. You follow the sound of water. The path is not long. Soon the trees open, and a wide, calm river appears beneath the moon. The water is not black. It is a deep blue, with silver light moving through it. The moon's reflection stretches across the surface, gently lengthening and gathering again with each small ripple. At the edge of the river, a little boat waits. It is simple, shaped almost like a large leaf. At the front of the boat hangs a small lantern. Its light does not reach far. It only illuminates the edge of the boat and a little circle of water, and that is enough. You step closer. The boat does not rock in any unsettling way. It simply rests against the bank, as though it has been waiting for you with patience. You sit inside. The bottom of the boat is lined with soft blankets. They smell faintly of sun-warmed linen, clean grass, and quiet wood. You lean back against the curved side of the boat. Your hands rest naturally. There are no oars. You do not need them. The river knows where to go. As the boat leaves the bank, you hardly feel the motion. Only the trees along the shore begin to move slowly behind you. The moon travels with you. The river is calm. On the water float a few white petals, perhaps carried from the listening garden. Each petal looks like a thought that has already been set down, arriving softly, leaving softly. You may place your attention on the subtle rocking of the boat, a little to the left, back to center, a little to the right, back to center, like breathing, like the body remembering how to slow itself down. You do not need the boat to move faster. You do not need the boat to stop. You are simply here, being carried along the banks of the river. Quiet scenes pass now and then. A small bridge sleeping in the distance. A warm lamp hanging in an empty window. A row of flowers bowing their heads as though nodding inside a dream. A paper bird resting in the reeds with its wings folded. None of these images ask to be remembered. They simply pass gently by, like the last soft pictures that drift through the mind before sleep. If another thought rises now, you do not need to push it away. Perhaps it says that something is unfinished. Perhaps it says that tomorrow still holds decisions, messages, or tasks. If such a thought appears, you can meet it with kindness. It is only trying to protect you, but it too is tired. So imagine placing that thought inside one of the white petals on the river. Then set the petal down on the water. The river receives it, without sound, without judgment. It carries the petal onward, and you do not need to know where it goes. The boat continues. Ahead, a section of the river is brighter with moonlight. It looks like a silver road. The little boat drifts onto that road of light. Your body may feel even heavier now. Your head may feel heavier. The space behind your eyes may feel wider, darker, and more peaceful. If sleep is already near, let it come. You do not need to hear what happens next. The river knows the way. The night knows the way. Your body knows the way. After a while, the river bends, and you see a low dock made of pale wood. No one is standing there. Only a lantern and a small sign. The sign has no readable words, only a simple image, an open book with a star resting on its pages. You understand that ahead is a quiet library, not a library for studying, not a place for effort, memory, or understanding. A library where stories can help you sleep. The boat touches the dock with the lightest sound. You stand slowly. Your feet feel steady. You step onto the dock and walk toward the softly glowing building beyond the trees. Segment 8, the sleeping library, and the book that closes itself. The library stands beside the moonlit river. It is not grand or imposing. It feels more like a warm cottage with many windows, each one glowing with a layer of gentle amber light. The door is round. The handle is shaped like a small star. When you touch it, the door opens slowly on its own. No sharp creak, only the quiet scent of paper, wood, and old calm drifting out to meet you. You step inside. The library is very still. Bookshelves rise along the walls, but they do not feel tall in a demanding way. They feel protective. Every book seems to be sleeping. Some spines glow faintly. Some books are closed tightly, as if their stories have already finished for the night. Some are half open, their pages rising and falling gently, like breathing. A thick rug covers the floor, and each step you take is soundless. In the center of the room is a large round chair. It looks like an open cloud. Beside it is a small lamp with a shade painted in soft shapes of moons, leaves, and drifting feathers. You walk to the chair and sit down. It receives you immediately. Your back is supported. Your arms are supported. Your legs are supported. You do not need to hold any posture. The chair holds it for you. After a few quiet breaths, a book slips slowly from a low shelf. It does not fall. It floats as gently as a sleepy bird and lands on the little wooden table beside you. The cover has no title, No letters, no numbers. Only a faint image of a half-open door with a starry sky beyond it. The book opens itself to the first page. But there are no words inside, only soft pictures. The first picture shows the meadow you crossed earlier. The white rabbit's lantern glows among the tall grass. Looking at it, you feel how far away that path already seems, like the day behind you becoming distant, distant enough that you no longer need to hold it. The page turns gently. The second picture shows the listening garden. The flowers are still holding a few thoughts for you. They are not tired. They know how to turn thoughts into soil, how to let worry become something quiet, how to let what was once restless become nourishment for tomorrow. The page turns again. The third picture shows the moonlit tea table. The teacups are quiet. The teapot is quiet. The watch is quiet. The little dormouse is deeply asleep. As you look at the picture, it feels as though a small clock inside your body also becomes still. It no longer reminds you, no longer counts, no longer rushes. It simply rests. The next page shows the reflecting pool. The water is smooth. The images from the day have faded. Only the moon and stars remain. You look at this picture and feel that your own mind can become like the pool. A ripple is allowed. A thought is allowed. But water always remembers stillness, and so can you. The next page shows the library itself. In the picture, someone is sitting in a cloud-like chair. That person looks very much like you. Perhaps it is you. The version of you in the picture is not trying to read carefully, not taking notes, not trying to understand, only sitting there, allowing the pages to turn, allowing the story to slow, allowing the eyes to grow heavy. And now you understand that this book has not come to be read. It has come to help you stop reading. You do not need to follow every page. You do not need to remember every image. If a page turns before you have fully seen it, that is perfectly all right. The story will not mind. Wonderland will not mind. Every good sleep story gives the listener permission to fall asleep before the end. The book continues to turn its pages. One page shows a paper boat drifting under stars. Another shows an umbrella sleeping beside a door. Another shows a teaspoon curved like a tiny moon. Another shows a pair of small shoes resting in soft grass. Another page holds only a feather. The feather drifts down, slowly, more slowly, lighter and lighter, until it lands on a pillow. Your eyelids may feel heavier now. Perhaps you no longer need to hear each sentence clearly. Words may begin to feel like distant lamps softening one by one. You are still safe, still supported by the chair, still held inside this library that asks nothing of you. At last, the wordless book turns to its final page. On that page is a bed. Beside the bed is a window. Beyond the window are stars. No one is in the bed. It looks as though it is waiting for you. The page does not hurry you. It simply remains open, waiting until you are ready. You rise slowly from the cloud-like chair. All the books in the library seem to say goodnight without making a sound. You walk toward another small door at the back of the room. Beyond it is not the river. It is a staircase made of clouds. The staircase rises upward, but it does not feel difficult to climb. Each cloud step is softer than a pillow. You place one foot on the first step. Then the next, your body remains heavy, and your heart feels lighter. Segment 9. The Cloud Stairway and the Slow Sky Room. The cloud stairway leads upward from the sleeping library to a high and quiet room in the sky. There are no railings, yet you feel safe. Each cloud step gathers itself beneath your foot before you arrive. You do not need to worry about falling. You do not need to worry about choosing the wrong direction. Your feet know where to land. The clouds know how to hold you. You climb slowly, with each step. The library falls a little farther behind. The scent of paper softens. The sound of the river softens. The shapes of the forest soften. They do not disappear. They simply move quietly into the background of the dream, just as the day can move into the background, not pushed away, only allowed to become distant. Small clouds float on either side of the stairway. One cloud is shaped like a teacup, one like a closed eye, one like the white rabbit's soft tail, one like a hat that has fallen asleep. They drift past you without sound and without weight, leaving only a clean, cool feeling, like fresh sheets in moonlight. At last you reach the top of the stairs. There's a doorway there, but no door. Only a round frame made of moonlight and the silver edges of clouds. You step through it into the sky room. The room is very large, but it does not feel empty. It is filled with soft night. The floor is cloud. The walls are distant mist. There is no ceiling, only a deep blue sky scattered with quiet stars. In the center of the room is a large bed. The sheets are white. The blanket looks as if it has been woven from moonlight. There are many pillows, and each one seems made for a different kind of tiredness. One for tired eyes, one for tense shoulders, one for a busy mind, one for a heart that has been trying for a long time. Beside the bed are a few small chairs. On them sit the quiet friends you have met along the way. The white rabbit has placed his lantern at his feet and is nearly asleep. The blue flower bows its head, petals closing slowly. The dormouse is wrapped in a folded napkin, only the tip of his nose showing. The mooncat is only a faint outline now, like a smiling curve of cloud. None of them speak. None of them look at you too directly. They are simply here, keeping quiet company as you complete the last part of tonight's journey. You walk to the bed. The blanket turns itself down at one corner, inviting you in. You lie down. The pillow receives your head. The mattress receives your back. The blanket settles over you, not too heavy, just heavy enough. The kind of weight that tells the body it may finally let go. Your feet become heavy. Your calves become heavy. Your knees become heavy. Your thighs become heavy. Your hips become heavy. The belly softens. The chest softens. The arms sink down. The fingers loosen. The shoulders fall. The neck softens. The jaw releases. The space behind the eyes becomes wide and dark. The forehead becomes smooth, like still water. Above you, the stars in the sky room begin to dim one by one. They are not going out. They are only becoming softer, as if they do not want to be too bright while you sleep. One star softens, then another, then another. More and more stars turn themselves into the gentlest points of light. The whole sky becomes like a deep blue blanket above the room. The white rabbit's lantern grows dimmer too. He no longer needs to watch the time. The flowers place the last held thought into the soil of dreams. The dormouse turns over in his sleep. The mooncat's smile becomes fainter and fainter until it is only a tender curve in the night. All of Wonderland is offering the same message. There is nothing more to continue, nothing to prove, nothing that must be carried until morning. If a little wakefulness remains, that is all right. Wakefulness can rest here too. Wakefulness can be tucked under the blanket. Wakefulness does not need to be fought. You can let it sit quietly at the window like a small bird. You do not need to chase it away. It will close its eyes when the time is right, and within yourself, you may gently repeat, "Tonight, I allow everything to slow down. Tonight, I allow myself to stop chasing. Tonight, I allow my body to guide me back to sleep. Tonight, I am safe. I am supported. I can sleep." The sky room becomes quieter and quieter. Even the story begins to close its eyes. Sentences become shorter. Sounds become farther away. Images become softer. You do not need to see anything clearly now. You do not need to hear anything completely. You can simply let yourself be carried by this room, this bed, this blanket, and this night. Soon, the story will bring you back to the real bed beneath your body. But Wonderland will not leave you. It will become a layer of peace in your breathing, a layer of ease in your shoulders, a quiet warmth in your hands, a gentle pathway into whatever dream comes next. Segment 10. Returning to the bed, drifting into sleep. Before returning fully to the feeling of your own bed, the sky room offers one final layer of rest. The bed beneath you begins to float, not upward in any startling way, but softly, as though the cloud floor itself has become a cradle. The movement is almost too gentle to notice, a slow rise, a slow fall, a quiet rocking in the arms of the night. The white rabbit, now nearly asleep, opens one eye just long enough to smile. His lantern has become a tiny golden ember. It gives only enough light to say, "You are safe here." Then even the rabbit lets his eyes close. The blue flower beside the bed exhales a fragrance so faint and soothing that it feels less like scent and more like memory. A memory of clean sheets, a memory of rain after warm weather, a memory of being very small and very cared for. The dormouse sighs in his napkin blanket. The mooncat is no longer visible, but you can sense his calm smile somewhere above you, folded into the curve of the moon. The cloud bed rocks again, slowly up, slowly down. No one needs anything from you. No one is waiting for you to answer. No one is asking you to become better, wiser, stronger, or more prepared tonight. Tonight is not for becoming. Tonight is for resting. And resting is enough. As the bed drifts, the stars overhead begin to arrange themselves into soft shapes, not words, not signs to interpret, only quiet pictures made of light. A cup of tea, a feather, a small bridge, a closed flower, a boat on a river, a pillow beneath a window. Each picture appears for a moment, then loosens back into the sky. Nothing remains long enough to become a task. Everything comes only to soothe you, and then it lets itself fade. You may imagine your thoughts doing the same, appearing, softening, fading. No thought needs to be finished. No feeling needs to be corrected. No question needs to be answered before morning. The sky room understands the wisdom of unfinished things. Seeds sleep before they grow. Moons disappear before they return. Flowers close before they open again. And people too must rest before they continue. So let what is unfinished be held by the night. Let tomorrow receive tomorrow. Let this moment be simple. The bed rocks again. Slowly up, slowly down. You can feel the blanket over you, the pillow beneath you, the quiet around you. Somewhere far below, the river continues moving. Somewhere in the garden, the flowers continue listening. Somewhere at the tea table, the pocket watch continues resting with its hands still. Somewhere in the library, the wordless book has closed itself and returned to the shelf. Nothing has been lost. Nothing has been forgotten. Everything has simply become quiet enough for sleep. Now the sky room grows even softer. The walls of mist drift farther away. The cloud floor becomes less like a room and more like a feeling of being held, a feeling of being allowed, a feeling that you do not have to keep watch over your own life tonight. You can sleep. You can let the deeper part of you keep breathing. You can let the heart beat without your attention. You can let the mind loosen its careful grip. The body knows the way through the night. It has done this many times before. It knows how to soften. It knows how to dream. It knows how to repair what is tired. It knows how to return when morning comes. And until morning comes, you are free to drift. The cloud bed begins to lower very slowly, not down to anywhere hard or sudden, only gently back toward the place where your real body is resting. The pillow in the sky becomes the pillow beneath your head. The moonlit blanket becomes the blanket over your body. The deep blue sky becomes the darkness behind your closed eyes. The quiet friends of Wonderland become quiet places inside your own heart. The rabbit becomes patience. The flowers become kindness. The tea table becomes permission. The river becomes release. The library becomes trust. The sky room becomes sleep. And you do not need to hold any of these images clearly. They can blur. They can dissolve. They can become only a soft feeling. A feeling of being safe enough to let go, safe enough to become heavy, safe enough to dream. For a few more breaths, imagine the whole of Wonderland breathing with you. The meadow breathes in. The garden breathes out. The river breathes in. The forest breathes out. The moon breathes in. The stars breathe out. And your own body follows easily, naturally, without effort. There is nowhere else to arrive. There is no better state you must reach. Even if you're still awake, you are resting. Even if thoughts pass through, you are resting. Even if sleep takes its time, you are resting. And rest is already a kind of healing. Rest is already enough. So let the final lights of Wonderland dim. Let the lantern become a dot. Let the dot become warmth. Let the warmth become darkness. Let the darkness become sleep. And if you dream, may the dream be gentle. If you do not dream, may the silence be gentle. If you wake in the night, may you remember the river, the flower, the moonlit bed, and may you know that you can return here again, simply by softening the body and following the next quiet breath. Now, without needing to leave the peace of Wonderland behind, begin to notice again the real surface beneath your body, the bed that holds you, the pillow beneath your head, the blanket over you, the air touching your face, the gentle movement of your breath. Wonderland does not disappear. It becomes quiet inside you. The meadow is inside you. The listening flowers are inside you. The moonlit tea table is inside you. The still pool is inside you. The forest and the hollow tree are inside you. Every place you visited is now a little room of rest within your own heart. If the mind wanders, you can return to one simple image: a warm lantern in a meadow, or a flower holding a thought for you, or a cup of tea beneath a tree, or a stream carrying something away, or moonlight resting across a blanket. Choose whichever image feels easiest. Let it be your anchor. And now, silently or softly within yourself, you may repeat, I am safe enough to rest. I do not need to finish the day. I can let sleep come in its own time. My body knows how to soften. My mind is allowed to become quiet. I am held by the night. There is nothing more you need to do now. No path to follow. No door to open. No riddle to answer. The story can continue on its own in the background of your dreams. The rabbit's lantern grows smaller. The garden grows softer. The tea table grows quiet. The pool becomes still. The forest closes its eyes. And you can drift, slowly, gently, naturally, into sleep. Good night, my friend. May your dreams be kind. May your body be deeply restored. May you wake when the time is right, feeling clear, steady, and quietly renewed. Until then, rest, rest, rest.